Good morning, students. I'm extremely sorry for not able to take live classes due to some situations at home, medical situations, medical issues at home. I'm unable to take live classes. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to disturb your academic learning. So here I'm recording the video lessons the same way we discuss in the classrooms. The entire video lessons will be as usual, just like we discuss in the classroom. I'll promise you that I will do that, and I will not let you have gaps in the learning. So I'm continuing the lessons where I have stopped. I'm thankful to Diwali Mandalai ma'am. She has been taking classes in my absence. And other than those chapters which ma'am has been covering, I'll be continuing the chapters which I have left stopped in the physical classes. That is quadratic equations. We had discussed in this chapter till the exercise 1, 4.1 exercise we had discussed. We had already discussed about the standard form of quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which you can see here. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which is a standard form of the quadratic equation. And then we discuss certain examples, and then we solve the exercise questions of the 4.1 exercise. Now we are going to continue these concepts of the second exercise, that is solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. Now I had already told you, whenever there is an equation, definitely we would find one variable. Variable may be x or y. Generally we take x variable, a common variable. So to find out the value of x in the given equation, so that's the meaning of solution of a quadratic equation. Yes, solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. We can find the solutions in different methods. The very first method we use here is to use the factorization. We had already discussed these concepts in 9th standard, but still we would revise this method in one exercise. So that is 4.2 exercise. I'll just show you the overview of this chapter. One exercise, the 4.2 exercise is of factorization, and then we will have 4.3 exercise. So you can see here 4.2 exercise is fully of factorization. Then we will see the 4.3 exercise, which is solution of a quadratic equation by completing the square method. So that's the third exercise. Then after that is completed, here we have some examples as well as the exercise questions. Then when we continue to discuss this completing square method, we come to another concept, that is the quadratic formula. I had told you in the beginning of the chapter that we would use one formula which will be sufficient for all the quadratic equations. When we are not able to find solution of a quadratic equation by using the factorization method or by using completing square method, then we can use the quadratic formula, using which we can find out the solution of any equation if the solution exists for the equation. Okay, that's what we study in the 4.3 exercise, that is solution of a quadratic equation by completing the square method as well as the formula, quadratic formula. And we have some application based questions. There are some direct questions and then application based questions. This is 4.3 exercise in which you have around 11 questions, and then 4.4 exercise is nature of roots. How do we find the nature? That means what type of roots the equation will have. Roots means again the values of x. What type of x values will any equation have? So we can think of the roots, maybe equal roots, unequal roots, many type of roots. So the formula that we use to find the nature of roots is called the discriminant. We call it as discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac. ये जो b square minus 4ac है ना, उसको हम कहते हैं discriminant. We call it as discriminant. So it has discriminant means it describes how many types of roots or what is the nature of the roots. One is like two distinct real roots. If this b square minus 4a is greater than 0, and it will have two equal roots. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, that means the value of b square minus 4ac, and it will have no roots. That means you cannot find any roots if the discriminant value b square minus 4ac value is less than 0. That means you may get some negative values. That means we will have no roots. So that's the end of the chapter. When we complete this 4.4, that's the end of the chapter. So this is all what we are going to discuss in this chapter, right? So let's continue. Let's go to the 4.2 exercise concept, that is solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. Like we studied prime factorization, where there were only numbers, numericals, but here we have variables also. So we will be solving this in a different method. So let's begin that. Yeah, no, this is we have. So we'll first look at some examples, then I'll explain some questions from the exercise, and then I'll give you homework so that you also practice and be confident. Right. So from here onwards, we'll begin. Solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. You can go through all this theory that is given here. I'll directly come to the example. Find the roots of the equation 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0 by factorization. I'll just give you or briefly explain what has already been written there, and then I'll take a question from the exercise. We'll do it here. We'll try to solve it here. Now see here, find the roots of the equation. So here we have an equation 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation because the degree is 2. That's very much clear, and it's an equation also because we have equal symbol, and there it is the left side value is equal to something which is on right side, that is 0. Okay, now let us first split the middle term. Soon you listen to this word middle term, you should be able to remember the concepts that you studied in the previous class. I mean the 9th standard and 8th standard, we have been using this middle term splitting method. Okay, how do we do that? I'll just explain this here. Yes, 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. I'm writing it again, 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. So middle term is not the term which is in middle. If you understand that way, you will get deceived. Middle term means after writing all the terms in the descending order. Descending order means first term should be the highest power variable, and then the next highest power, and then the last one. So since we have 3 terms, the highest variable, highest power variable is x squared term. So that is written first, and then next, and then here it is into x power 0. There is nothing, no variable means x power 0. So since the given question is already in the decreasing order, now we can consider that the 5x is the middle term. Here 5x is middle term. In this middle term splitting method, what are we going to do? We are not going to make any changes with the 2x squared. We are not going to make any changes here and any changes here. But we are going to split this 5x. इसलिए हम कहते हैं इसको मिडिल टर्म स्प्लिटिंग मेथड. हाउ डू वी स्प्लिट इट? 5x को आप n number of ways में स्प्लिट कर सकते हैं. You can split it like 4x plus x. दोनों को ऐड करके लिखोगे तो that becomes 5x. You can also write it as 3x plus x. You can also write it as 6x minus x. Oh, there are lots of ways. So which one is to be taken? Which pair is to be taken? You know what? Even though there are 100 possibilities, but still there is only one pair which suits this equation. So how do we find out that? How to find out that one? So for that, we are going to use the coefficient of the x square term, and then here what is the coefficient of x square term? That is 2, and then the constant value, that is 3, is equal to 6. We take the product of the coefficient of x square term and then constant, which is 6. Now already 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. Are there any other factors? Yes, we have other factors like 6 into 1 is equal to 6. These are the only two possible pairs of factors. Now, as we are discussing how to split this middle term, so we will split this middle term by using one of these two pairs. See here, in the first pair, is there any possibility if we add 2 and 3, or if we subtract 2 and 3, can we get 5? Yes, if we add 2 and 3, we'll get 5, but we'll get positive 5, or we can also get negative 5. Okay, we'll get negative 5. You can add minus 2x minus 3x, it becomes minus 5x, right? That is another possibility also. If we can subtract minus 6, if you write like minus 6 plus x, minus 6x plus x, we'll get minus 5x, isn't it? You get here minus 5x. ये minus 5x यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. That means we can split minus 5x as minus 6x plus x. So minus 5x आ जाएगा. But if you take the product of this minus 6 and 1, we'll get minus 6. This is minus 6 into 1 is equal to minus 6, but which is not same here. ये जो product हमने लिया है, coefficient of square term and constant, that is positive 6. And if we take this combination to split middle term, we are getting minus 6. So this is not possible. Then what is the alternative? Alternative is this one. That is minus 2 minus 3. If you can split 5x minus 5x as minus 2x and minus 3x, summation of two negative values is against a negative, and it is 5. And if you take product minus into minus plus, minus into minus plus, and then 2 into 3 6, we are getting back this. So the perfect suitable combination here to split the term is this one, right? So I'm going to write it again: 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. Now here I will continue writing this one. 2x squared, I told you we will not make any changes in the first and last term, but the middle term minus 5x को हम कैसे लिखने जा रहे हैं? We'll write it as minus 2x minus 3x plus 3. We did not make any changes in the first and last term. Only we made changes in the middle term. So minus 2 and minus 3. If you add both the terms, you will get minus 5x. If you take the product, 2 into 3, 6, x into x, 6x squared. In fact, you should take it like this: 2x squared into 3 is 6x squared, which is positive 6x squared. So here also we'll get 2 into 3 6, minus into minus plus, x into x, x squared. So 6x squared will get back. So writing of the middle term in this manner is correct. Now after this one, what are we supposed to do? We'll make group of two terms. These two are one term, and the next first two and the next two are two groups. After that, so here in the 2x squared minus 2x, we will have a common value, and then x also one common value. So we can write 2x outside common, and then in this term 1 2 is taken common, and out of x square, that means x into x, 1x is taken. So only 1x is left here. 2 is fully taken. Minus, here 2 into x both are taken. So what is left? 1 is left. Because if you multiply it back, 2x into 1, you will get 2x. Next, minus. Remember, here also you get something in the bracket, but which is same just like in the first bracket, x minus 1. But what are we supposed to take common here? In these two, we have 3 here, and here also we have 3. Here we have x here, but we don't have x here. So we'll take only 3 common, and after taking 3 common here, x is left here. Since we have written minus 3 outside, inside also we have written minus, so that minus into minus becomes plus. We will get plus 3. Here we'll write 1. So you can see here x minus 1 common. Now when you get this same, that means your procedure is correct. Now again we have x minus 1 common. So write x minus 1 common. From this term and from this term, x minus 1 is taken common. So what is left here? X is left, and here minus 3 is left. Therefore we have 2 products which is equal to 3 terms का जो equation था अपने पास, given equation which is of 3 terms is now written as a product x minus 1 into 2x minus 3. Now these two products, the product of these two brackets is equal to 0. In other words, we can also say product of, the x minus 1 is also equal to 0. This is equal to 0, and 2x minus 3 is also equal to 0. These two are equal to 0. Then x minus 1 equal to 0. X minus 1 equal to 0. This may say x is equal to, this minus 1 comes to other side, which is 1. Then 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. And here 2x is equal to 3. 3 comes to right side, then x is equal to 3 upon 2. So here we have got 2 values, 3 upon 2 and 1. So here we can write as x is equal to 1 comma 3 by 2, or the roots of the given quadratic equation by using the factorization method. I hope this is very much clear to you, but if anybody is still having any doubts, just rewind it backward करके उसको वापस आप देखिएगा, will definitely understand. Let's verify these values whether they are given same or not in the example. X is equal to 1 comma 3 upon 2. Let's verify this. Where are they? Yes, here you can see x is equal to 1, then x is equal to 3 upon 2. Can you see these two values? X is equal to 3 by 2 and x is equal to 1. So our answer is correct. And then after that, if you still have any doubts whether my answer is correct or not, what you can do is you can verify that these are the roots of the given equation. How do we verify? By putting these values back in the given equation. अब जैसे आप 2x square minus 5x plus 3 है, इसको हम कैसे verify करेंगे? We'll take these values. 2x square minus 5x plus 3. उसमें से first we'll take 1. इसको हम put करेंगे and we'll verify whether we'll get equal to 0 or not. Now after putting this 1 in the given equation on left side, the entire value should be equal to 0. We'll write 2 into 1 square minus 5 into 1 plus 3 is equal to 0. 2 into 1 square is 2 minus 5 into 1 is 5 plus 3 is equal to 0. Now 2 minus 5, 2 plus 3, both are positive values, that is 5, and then minus 5, which is equal to 0. 5 minus 5 is also equal to 0, and right side also we have 0. That means LHS and RHS both are equal. Therefore, the value that we have taken 1 for x is correct. That is verified. Same way you can verify for 3 by 2 also. That you can do and verify on your own. So that's how we have to solve any quadratic equation by using the factorization method. You can see here, find the roots of the quadratic equation. Method is not mentioned, but definitely will follow the same method because it's continuation topic. I'll explain only that part where we can split it. बाकी आप कर सकते हैं, जैसे 6x squared minus x minus 2. Here the middle term is x, and in order to split this variable x, we are going to take the product of 6 and minus 2. Let us take 6x squared into minus 2. 6x squared, or let us write 6 into minus 2 only, which is equal to minus 12. What are the factors for 12 or minus 12? We have 4 into 3 is also equal to 12. Since it is minus 12, we have to take minus for one of these two. दोनों के लिए minus लेंगे तो positive हो जाएगा. So one of these two must be negative. अब देखिए, here we have minus x. By adding or subtracting 2 to 6, we will never get x. 1x we will not get. 6x को 2x के साथ add या subtract करने पर हमें x नहीं मिलेगा, because 6 and 2 का subtraction 4 होगा, addition 8 होगा. So this is not the possible combination. So the other combination left is 4 into 3. One more combination is also there, that is 12 into 1 is also 12, but 12 के साथ भी 1 minus करो या add करो, आपको x नहीं आएगा. So the possible combination is this one. So which one should be? अब हम यहाँ पे 4x 3x करके लिख सकते हैं, but among these two, which should be the positive one? It should be the negative. बाकी 6x squared and minus 2 will be as it is. What about the middle two terms? अभी जिसको हमने split करके लिखा है, 4x and 3x हम जो लिखने जा रहे हैं, उसमें से positive कौन सा होना चाहिए, negative कौन सा होना चाहिए? That depends upon the x. 4 में से 3 को minus करेंगे, we'll get positive x. 3 में से 4 को minus करेंगे, we'll get negative x. So we'll write plus 3x and then minus 4x. What happens? 3 minus 4 is minus x, right? Is equal to 0. Now we have the middle term splitted, and then you take group of two variables, two terms, and then take common. You will have the values of x. You can solve this in this manner. So still the video is with you, so you can revise it, watch it again and again, any number of times you require it. Okay. So then example number 5. Yes, sometimes you get doubts when you find some root numbers. Okay, I'll just apply mask here and then give you the idea for this also. What is this? 3x squared minus 2 root 6x, 2 root 6 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now, as usual, when you think of splitting the middle term, the very first method you do is, first step you do is taking the product 3 into x squared coefficient into constant, which is equal to 6. Now the middle term is in root terms, I mean 2 root 6, but here the product is 6. 6 के और भी यदि factors हम लेते हैं, we have 6 into 1 is also equal to 6. बस इतना ही तक हम सीमित हो जाते हैं. But you know what? There are other factors in root numbers, like we don't by heart and we don't learn the root tables, even not necessary to learn, but we need to know that logic. Root 6 means that is a single root 6. If I add one more root 6, that is written as 2 root 6. It's like one car plus another car is equal to 2 cars. One ice cream plus another ice cream is equal to 2 ice creams. The same way, root 6 plus root 6 is equal to 2 root 6. And we know that the multiplication is continuation addition. If you keep on adding, that becomes a table. So here we have 2 root 6. So can we write it as root 6 into root 6? Root 6 into root 6 is equal to also 6. Root into root. Square 6 into 6. 6 square, root and square root, they get cancelled, isn't it? So now we have to split this 2 root 6 in terms of this one. As I had already done, root 6 and root 6 दोनों को ऐड करने पर 2 root 6 आ रहा है, बट हमें तो यहाँ पे नेगेटिव चाहिए. We want negative root 6. तो ये कैसे आएगा? By putting a minus sign here and minus sign. That means add 2 negative root 6, you will get negative 2 root 6. So how are we going to split it? Let it as 3x square minus root 6x, again minus root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. So after that we have something common here, 3x square minus x. X तो दोनों में common है. Here also you have x common. What about this? Here it is root 6 and here it is root 3. I mean 3. So how can we get it? How can we do this? Like you can simply take x common, and you can write it as 3 into x minus root 6. Then here, just a minute, root 6, 2 root 6. X square. This is taken. Here x cannot be taken common. 2 cannot be taken common. Root 6 is there. 3. Yeah. 3 can also be written as root 3 into root 3 x square minus root 6 can be written as root 3 into root 2 into x minus again root 6 can be written as root 3 into root 2 x plus this 2 can be written as root 2 into root. We have represented all the numbers in terms of roots. Now you see here root 3 into x square minus root 3 into root 2 into x. In these two groups, we have root 3 common, x common. What we can take here common? Root 3 into x can be taken common from first group. So यहाँ पे root 3 एक चला गया और x भी चला गया. So what is left inside? Root 3 into 1x is left. And here one root 3 is gone, 1x is gone. What is left? Minus root 2. Then in these two terms, we have root 2 common. So we'll take minus root 2 common because here it is negative. So that's why we have taken minus root 2 here. And after taking root minus root 2 common, we are left with minus root 3 into x. And let here root 3 x. यहाँ पर ये पॉजिटिव है बट हमने बाहर माइनस लिखा है, so we write again minus inside also. Then one root 2 is gone, so another root 2 is left, is equal to 0. Now you see here root 3x minus root 2, root 3x minus root 2. We have root 3x minus 2 bracket common, and when this is taken common from both the groups, we are left here with root 3x. Here minus root 2. Equal to 0. After that, both are actually the same value. So root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0. Then minus root 2 goes other side. Minus root is equal to root 2, positive root 2. Then x is equal to root 2 upon root 3. So you get the same value here. That means it has got equal roots. I told you now in the last exercise we would study nature of roots. So here the roots are equal. In the previous example, there were no equal roots, they were unequal roots, but they are distinct, isn't it? So two types of nature of roots we have seen, unequal roots and equal roots. And we will see some other cases where there will be no roots at all. So far we have discussed how to find out the solution, I mean the roots of a quadratic equation. Again, I'm telling you, finding roots is nothing but finding values of x. X के values find out करना ही, उसके roots find out करना. Root से हमने find out किया है, इसका मतलब हमने उसके solution भी find out किया है. This is the solution for the roots. Now, we'll continue here. I hope this much is clear to all. Here one theory question is given. Find the dimensions of the prayer hall discussed in section 4.1. 4.1 में sectional question discuss किया था situation prayer hall के. उसके लिए हमने सिर्फ equation बनाया था वहाँ पर. आपको याद होगा. We discussed about framing equation only because that was the concept for that exercise. But how to find out? तो जब हमने equation बना लिया है, तो बाकी उसके roots find out करना procedure अभी तक हमने already discuss कर चुके. So example number 6 is not at all a big deal. Now we come to the exercise 4.2. Let us see all these questions. Here, all these questions you can do on your own. Find the roots of the following quadratic equations by factorization. First one, x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. You can do it easily. All the questions are of same method. You simply have to split the middle term. Factorization करके जब बोला जाता है, you are expected to use the middle term splitting method. Then solve the problems given in example number 1. Sorry children, there was some disturbance outside, that's why I muted my mic. Right. So question number, example number 1 में जो question दिया है, उसके लिए भी roots find out करना. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. Now these are called the word problems. इनको कैसे solve करेंगे? मैं सभी questions के hints दे देता हूँ, बाकी आप लोग इसको solve कर सकते हैं. And I'll share you the answers also for all these questions, a PDF. But before that, I expect you to solve these questions on your own. Find the numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. There are two numbers. Let us say one is x. और two numbers sum 27 है. तो यहाँ पर जो second number जो भी होगा, दोनों का 27 है summation. तो one number is x. तो दूसरा नंबर कितना होगा? इसको इसमें से subtract करेंगे. That is the second number. That means x is one number. Second number is 27 minus x. These are the two numbers. So इन दोनों का summation 27. Product is 182. Product मतलब x into 27. Product कैसे लिखेंगे? 27. There was disturbance outside. That's why I muted my mic. So don't get confused why voice is not coming. I hope you understood what I was trying to write here. So this is how a quadratic equation is formed. After the equation is formed, what is asked in this? Find the two numbers. When you find the solution of this equation, you will have two values for x. So two values, say आपको two numbers मिलेंगे. Okay, तो value को आप x place में put करोगे, you get the first number, और उसी को x 27 में से minus करोगे, you will get second number. But here आपके पास two possibilities, x के two values आएंगे, so two possibilities भी होंगे, right? This is how you can solve this question. I hope my audio is clear to you, right? Next, find two consecutive numbers, positive integers. Sum of four squares is 365. What's given here? Two consecutive positive integers. Consecutive positive integers. Fours. Sum of four squares is 365. So let us say again, x is the first number, first integer. So consecutive integer मतलब x plus 1 is the consecutive number. उसके बाद यदि 2 पहला number है, 2 plus 1 3 is the next number. So x and x plus 1 are the two positive integers. ये दोनों positive values, consecutive positive integers. अब in case squares के summation 365, that means x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. This is the statement given. मैं statement को equation में convert करना है. अब इसको आप simplify करोगे x square plus, अब इसको आप a plus b whole square के रूप में expand कीजिए, you will get x square a square plus 2ab. That means 2 into x into 1, that is 2x plus b square is 1 square, which is 1 only, 365. Then x square plus x square is 2x square, 2x plus, here it is plus 1, but when the 365 comes to right side, it becomes negative. Minus 365 is equal to 0. Therefore, 2x square plus 2x, 2x square plus 2x minus 364, because there is plus 1 minus 364. 364 is equal to, this is the equation we have got, and when you simplify it by factorization method, you will have x values, two values, दोनों इसके two positive integers form, right? That's how question number 4 can be solved. I hope this is also clear. I'm giving you the full idea of the question. Then how to solve it, that is also explaining. Only the last part you have to. 5th and 6th questions. Altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. The hypotenuse is 13 centimeters. Find the other two sides. This question, what's given here? Altitude of right triangle. So there is a right triangle here. Right triangle के बारे में आपको पता है. We have studied 2 chapters based on this. And here, altitude of right triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. Base जो भी होगा, let us take base x. इसमें से 7 centimeters less होगा इसके altitude x minus 7. If the hypotenuse is 13 and here hypotenuse is given 13, find the other two sides. So इन दोनों को कैसे find करेंगे? We know that this involves Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of remaining two sides. Just like the previous question, you have got x minus 7 whole square plus x square. Expand करोगे, you get x square plus 49 minus 14x plus x square. So x square term is 2 times, so we write it as 2x square, then plus minus 14x plus 49, and on right side, left side here 13 square is 13 13s are how much it is? 13 10s are 130, 13 3s are 39, 169. And you take it to other side, it gets subtracted from 49 and we have negative value. वैसे आपको एक quadratic equation बन जाएगा जिसको आप आसानी से solve करके values find out. That means the altitude and the base. So this is all the questions of the exercise are to be done. There is one more question left, but since the time is up for this video lesson, I'll put an end here. This is a word problem. Just go through it. इसमें भी आपको equation बनाने के लिए statements दिए हैं. Read the statements carefully. We have an equation, right? That's the end of this exercise. I'll record another videos again. This will take some time for the recorded video to be formatted and uploaded. So I'll after a few minutes I'll record another lesson which is of 4.4 topic completing the square method.